When everything tilts, the secret is simple, but not easy. Make good decisions. Not just any decisions. The kind you can stand by years later without that sinking, "I wish I'd done it differently" feeling. Because here's the thing, life doesn't politely tap you on the shoulder before it flips the table on you. One moment, you're cruising with your coffee in hand, the next, bam, everything tilts. And in those moments, most people freeze. They overthink. They spiral into analysis paralysis, replaying what-ifs until they're exhausted, anxious, and doubting themselves completely. But you can learn how to make good decisions under pressure. You can stop overthinking, trust your gut, and develop the kind of mental clarity and emotional intelligence that turns chaos into opportunity. The catch? It's not about being fearless, it's about being decisive while afraid. So in this video, we're going deep. You'll discover how to stop second-guessing yourself, break the habits that cloud your judgment, and make strong, confident choices you won't regret, even when life feels overwhelming. By the end, you'll have practical tools to reset your life, reduce anxiety, and create better habits so you can navigate any storm with discipline, self-control, and a clear mind. And trust me, what you'll learn here will flip the way you think about decision-making forever. Recognizing the tilt before it knocks you over. Most people think chaos arrives with sirens and flashing lights, but often, the moment you need to make good decisions slips in quietly. It's that creeping tension in your chest when your inbox fills faster than you can clear it, or when you're juggling so many priorities that your brain feels like a messy desk. That's when overthinking starts nibbling away at your clarity of mind. The first step in decision-making under pressure is spotting the tilt early, before it pushes you into full-blown decision fatigue. Imagine a ship captain who waits to adjust the sails until the storm is directly overhead. Bad move, right? In real life, the wind shift could be a project falling behind, a relationship showing subtle cracks, or your bank account dipping lower than you'd like. Recognizing these micro-signals allows you to act while you still have options. That's how to be decisive without letting fear dictate your every move, by training yourself to see the tilt before it becomes a collapse. Here's a simple but powerful habit-building exercise. Once a week, do a clarity check. Sit down with pen and paper and write out the 3 areas in your life that feel most out of balance. Work, relationships, health, finances, whatever's tugging at your focus. This builds self-awareness and strong emotional intelligence because you're catching problems in their early stages. And when you do, you set yourself up to trust your gut and make better choices when bigger storms hit, which leads us straight into something most people ignore until it's too late. Clearing the mental fog before you decide. When everything feels overwhelming, the worst thing you can do is make decisions in a fog. Yet most people try anyway, forcing choices through a cluttered mind, hoping clarity will magically appear. It won't. If you want to make good decisions, you need mental clarity first. Think of it like cleaning the windshield before driving through a storm. You can't trust your gut or your logic if you can't see clearly. Overthinking recovery starts with creating space for your thoughts to breathe. One practical tool, the brain dump. Grab a notebook or even your phone's notes app and write down everything on your mind. Tasks, worries, ideas, even random thoughts about what to have for dinner. This isn't about organization yet. It's about pulling the chaos out of your head so it stops clogging your decision-making. Once it's on paper, your brain relaxes. You regain focus and clarity, which means you're far less likely to make reactive, anxiety-driven choices. If that feels too simple, remember, clarity of mind isn't built in big, heroic moments. It's built in small, disciplined actions repeated over time. A 5-minute brain dump, a quick walk without your phone, or 10 minutes of mindful breathing can drastically reduce anxiety and emotional noise. When you clear that space, you're not just improving your productivity, you're building the self-control and emotional regulation you'll need for the bigger, scarier decisions coming next. And one of those is knowing when not to decide right away. Knowing when to pause and when to pull the trigger. There's a fine line between healthy reflection and falling headfirst into analysis paralysis. The difference? Discipline. People with strong emotional intelligence know there are moments when waiting is wise, and moments when hesitation costs you opportunities you'll regret missing. If you want to make good decisions consistently, you have to master this balance. Pause when the picture is incomplete, but act when the essentials are clear. That's how you avoid the endless loop of what-if thinking. Think about a firefighter. They don't stop mid-rescue to research every possible outcome. They make decisive moves based on training, experience, and the best information available in the moment. In real life, this could mean choosing to accept a job offer before the perfect one appears, or ending a toxic relationship before you have every answer neatly wrapped up. Sometimes, the act of moving forward creates the clarity you were waiting for. Here's a simple decision-making tool, the 70% rule. If you're 70% sure about a decision, that's often enough to move forward. You'll never have 100% certainty. Life doesn't work that way. Acting at 70% prevents decision fatigue and builds trust in yourself, reinforcing the habit of being decisive. And once you train that muscle, you'll find the courage to tackle the bigger, scarier decisions, the kind that require not just quick thinking, but a complete mindset shift. Shifting your mindset to see options, not obstacles. When life tilts, most people lock onto the problem like it's the only thing in the room. That tunnel vision kills creativity and fuels anxiety. The trick to make good decisions under pressure is shifting your mindset from "I'm stuck" to "I have options." This isn't fake positivity, it's cognitive reframing, the ability to change perspective so your brain starts looking for solutions instead of evidence you're doomed. That shift alone can boost self-improvement faster than almost anything else. Picture this. You miss out on a promotion you've been working toward for months. You could spiral into frustration, or you could reframe it as a chance to build skills for a better role, maybe one with more freedom or a better culture. That doesn't mean ignoring the disappointment, it means not letting it dictate your next move. Strong emotional intelligence lets you hold both truths. This hurts, and this might lead me somewhere better. That's a mindset shift worth building. A great way to train this skill is the 3 alternatives habit. Every time you face a problem, force yourself to list 3 possible actions, even if they're imperfect. Can't pay for a big trip? Maybe you scale it down, delay it, or swap it for a local adventure. This builds the mental discipline to see beyond the obstacle, which means your decision-making is driven by possibilities, not panic. And when your mind works that way, you're ready for the next level, making decisions that don't just solve today's problem, but align with your long-term goals. Aligning decisions with the life you actually want. Making choices in the heat of the moment is one thing. Making choices that shape your future is another. If you want to make good decisions you won't regret, they have to be anchored to your bigger vision. Otherwise, you end up solving today's stress while creating tomorrow's problems. This is where self-awareness, goal setting, and self-discipline become your compass. Without them, even the most decisive action can send you off course. Here's the real-life advice most people skip. Before saying yes to anything major, ask, does this move me closer to the life I'm building, or just distract me from it? For example, accepting a higher-paying job that burns you out might crush your long-term health and relationships. On the flip side, turning down a tempting opportunity because it doesn't align with your values can be a sign of strong emotional intelligence, not missed potential. One powerful tool here is the future you filter. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, living the life you want. Would that version of you thank you for this choice, or wish you'd waited? This simple mental check reduces decision fatigue and keeps your priorities sharp. Because in the end, making good decisions isn't just about surviving the storm, it's about steering toward the destination you actually care about. Which brings us to the final, life-changing piece of this puzzle. Here's the thing. Life will tilt again. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, but it will. And when it does, you'll have a choice. Freeze in fear, or make good decisions with clarity, confidence, and self-control. Everything we've talked about, spotting the tilt early, clearing the mental fog, knowing when to pause or act, reframing obstacles, and aligning choices with your vision, isn't just theory. It's your toolkit for real life. So ask yourself right now, what's one decision you've been avoiding? What's one area of your life that's screaming for clarity? And more importantly, what would future you want you to do about it today? The truth is, every small act of decisiveness builds the habit of trusting yourself, and that habit changes everything. If you're ready to stop overthinking and start steering your life where you actually want it to go, Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and keep learning how to master decision making. Because the storms aren't stopping, but neither are you.